Python is very effective and simple to use for sentiment analysis. In this short tutorial, I'll show you how to use Python for sentiment analysis, even if you're a total beginner. First off, here are my data. There's something like just over 93,000 reviews for hotels in this data. Review date, hotel name, and the review. The first thing we're going to do, or the best thing to do, is define exactly what you want to do. So I've written it down, and I'll read through it. Using Python, perform sentiment analysis on the review column in the data. Furthermore, 1. Recommend any data cleaning needed. 2. Show a chart of the average sentiment for each unique value in the hotel name column. 3. Show a histogram by month. Dates are in the review date column, of sentiment scores for the hotel name that has the lowest average sentiment per the step above. Use a bar chart. Right, I'm going to copy that. If you are new to Python or you don't know how to use Colab, please watch my very short 4-5 minute introductory video. It'll get you up and running. I'm using Colab, a great tool to run Python. I've uploaded my data. And because this is a beginner's tutorial, and I'm assuming you know very little, if anything, about Python, I'm going to use Gemini. We'll show you how to use Gemini to perform sentiment analysis. So from my CSV file, I'm going to click Add to Gemini, and I'll paste in my instructions using Python, perform sentiment analysis, etc. And let's click the Send button. What is going on in the background is that Gemini now is determining what it needs to do based on the instructions we've given, and best practice, it'll go through and decide what to do. I'm just going to click close so we stop seeing the data just for a wider screen. Right, let's see. We can either accept and auto run what it's recommended, which I'll go through, run step by step, or cancel, or I can ask it to make changes. So first of all, it's going to load the data, then it's going to perform sentiment analysis, it's going to recommend data cleaning, calculate the average sentiment per hotel, visualize average sentiment, etc., etc., etc. So let's click the auto run. In a few seconds, we'll see that the first code or comments will start to appear. There we go. There's the task and so on. What's going to happen is it will automatically now in Colab, or Gemini will automatically create the code, go through the various tasks. And best of all, if there are issues, it will try to resolve those issues by itself. So let's just see how it's going. If we scroll down here, we'll see it's going through the various steps, preparing, load the data, and so on. This will take a few minutes. As I mentioned, it's just over 93,000 rows. You might have a lot more, a few million. It will take a few minutes. So let's take a break and I'll come back once it's finished. The script has now finished running. It took just a few minutes, not too long at all. We can see their green check marks, therefore it's finished. I'm going to click the close button. Okay, going from the top, it sort of describes and comments what it's doing. It loads the data. There we go. It's using the pandas package, and I've got a video on packages in Python. It's just a few minutes long, so it might help understand those. And here we go, the review, the hotel name, the review date. Let's just go down a little bit. It's then imported NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit, very popular NLP package in Python, and it's using Veda. That's also very popular. Under the sentiment score, it's gone through each of those 93,000 rows, and it's created a column called sentiment score, looked at the review text, and provided a score from -1 to 1, with -1 being the most negative score that can be given, to 1 being the most positive. So anything above 0 is positive, anything below 0 is negative. So for example, this one here, just the location and view, received a 0 because it's not positive or negative. The first one was negative, and so on. Just carrying on, a little bit of data cleaning going on, average sentiment per hotel. Right, so the ones we can see here, what it's showing us for now anyway, are all positive, but the Britannia International Hotel Canary Wharf is a fairly low positive, whereas these other ones, such as the Blakemore Hyde Park and the Doubletree by Hilton, etc., are higher. So visualize the average sentiment per hotel. It gives us a nice little chart, and here we can see the average sentiment score, and again we can see that the Canary Wharf Hotel is fairly low. You can alternate click if you want to save the image for a project, for an assessment, for your work. Just going down, identify a hotel with lowest average sentiment, and it prepares the histogram. And what it's done is it's created a new column called review month, because it had lots of dates, but we wanted it per month. So it's joined the sentiments, or so it can join the sentiments and average them out for a month. There we go. And let's look at what we see on our histogram. There we go. There's our histogram, a nice pretty picture. And we can see that I'll just make this a little bit smaller so we can see it. On the first month, the score, the average sentiment, is slightly higher than certain other months, such as the 9th month is fairly low. So we could analyze it then and look, why was it, why was the sentiment higher on the first month than the last month? What changes were there in the business or in the hotel and so on? Please like this video and thank you for joining me. But honestly, that's how simple it is to use Python for your sentiment analysis.